Halo sahabat Dinas Pemberdayaan Perempuan, Perlindungan Anak, Pengendalian Penduduk, dan Keluarga Berencana Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur. Kembali lagi di podcast kita hari ini bersama saya, Putri Asalia Tugu. Kita kedatangan seorang tamu yang sangat spektakuler dan juga sangat inspiratif, dan dia ini akan hadir di podcast kita yang bertema Aku Perempuan, Aku Bisa Bermimpi dan Memimpin. Dia alumni SMA Katolik Giovanni Kupang dan kemudian juga lulus beasiswa di Monash University Australia. Bukan cuma itu saja, dia juga seorang co-founder dari Porta Sapiens yang akan kita bahas nanti. Bukan cuma itu saja, masih ada lagi prestasinya, dia juga seorang pengajar. Seperti apa cerita inspiratifnya? Kita dengarkan bersama langsung dari sumbernya. Kita sambut sama-sama Kak Dea. Kita sudah bersama Kak Dea kali ini di podcast kita. Untuk memulai percakapan kita, apa kabarnya nih Kak Dea?
Bagus, baik.
Baik ya, oke. Untuk memulai ini semua, karena Kak Dea datang ke sini sebagai seorang anak yang berprestasi. Oke, bisa Kak Dea ceritakan mengenai beasiswanya Kak Dea ini, bagaimana awal mulanya Kak Dea mendapatkan informasi mengenai beasiswa ini, dan juga bagaimana Kak Dea menjalani tahap-tahap.
Baik. Kalau dari saya sendiri, waktu itu tahu ada beasiswa ini, sebelum ada beasiswa Garuda kan ada beasiswa persiapan, namanya beasiswa Indonesia Maju. Waktu itu taunya dari bapak saya sendiri, karena bapak saya sendiri aktif dalam untuk cek-cek beasiswa yang ada, dan juga selain saya, bapak saya sama mama saya juga ingin saya studi keluar. Jadi dari kecil memang udah tertarik beasiswa luar. Tapi pada saat dapat beasiswanya itu kan masih beasiswa persiapan. Jadi selama 1 tahun dipersiapkan. Jadi untuk tes IELTS, tes SAT, terus melamar kampusnya sendiri, itu ada persiapan lagi sebelum daftar beasiswa yang saya dapat sekarang, beasiswa Garuda.
Oke, jadi ternyata motivasinya ini datang dari keluarga.
Iya, betul.
Selain keluarga, seperti apa lingkungan yang memotivasi Kak Dea untuk mendapatkan beasiswa ini? Mungkin dari teman-teman, sekolah, ataupun komunitas-komunitas lainnya?
Oh ya, baik. Sebetulnya saya saat SMP pernah sekolah di luar juga. Kebetulan di Australia juga. Iya, motivasi awal saya untuk daftar beasiswa ini biar saya bisa kembali juga bertemu teman-teman saya di sana, dan juga saya ingin menimba ilmu dan mengabdi untuk bangsa tentunya dengan apa yang saya punya. Ya,
oke. Ya, yang paling sulit nih Kak Dea dari proses mendaftarkan beasiswa ini, kan prosesnya panjang ya, kita tahu pasti. Dan hal yang menurut Kak Dea paling menantang dalam proses pendaftaran beasiswa ini apa Kak?
Kalau yang paling menantang mungkin untuk kedisiplinan diri sendiri, karena dalam 1 tahun persiapan itu pastinya ada banyak waktu yang harus disisihkan untuk belajar mandiri materi-materi yang tidak diberikan sekolah, yang harus kita notabene-nya belajar sendiri. Kayak untuk tes IELTS kan kita juga harus belajar bahasa Inggris. Kalau SAT itu dia mirip UTBK, tapi UTBK-nya Amerika, itu kita juga harus belajar. Terus untuk daftar universitasnya, itu juga kan ada tahapannya, harus buat esai, buat ini, daftar ini, itu juga harus dipelajari. Jadi betul-betul kalau tidak disiplin kayaknya saya tidak mungkin sampai sini Kak.
Oke, jadi ada kualifikasi tertentu untuk mendaftar beasiswa ini?
Iya, betul.
Kalau menurut Kak Dea sendiri, kualifikasi apa yang paling penting kira-kira yang membuat orang bilang, oke, ini anak bisa dipilih untuk mendapatkan beasiswa ini?
Kalau sedengar saya dari banyak kakak-kakak angkatan sebelumnya, itu mereka selalu bilang autentikasi diri, atau kayak ini apa yang membuat kamu bersinar di antara ribuan atau jutaan anak-anak Indonesia lainnya, apa yang membuat kamu spesial, apa yang bisa Indonesia pakai dari kamu. Dan itu tidak bisa kita buktikan hanya dengan nilai saja. Nilai memang harus bagus, prestasi juga harus bagus, tapi makanya sebelum diterima di beasiswanya kita harus tulis esai, dalam bahasa Indonesia sama bahasa Inggris mengenai diri kita. Jadi apa yang bisa, potensi apa yang ingin kita sumbangkan lah istilahnya.
Untuk otentik ya.
Iya, betul.
Harus be yourself.
Iya, betul.
Oke, Kak. Tapi sekolah juga harusnya mendukung ini semua. Seperti apa dukungan dari lingkungan sekolah terhadap proses mendapatkan beasiswa ini?
Kalau sekolah saya sangat mendukung ya, dari awal saya mendapatkan beasiswa persiapan sampai saya dapat beasiswa untuk berkuliah di luar negeri ini. Itu tentunya dari segi kayak misalnya kan ada kadang harus ke Jakarta nih untuk mengikuti tes apa segala macam. Itu sekolah mengizinkan dan tidak menaruhnya sebagai izin tapi tetap hadir. Karena notabene-nya itu juga kayak cukup membanggakan untuk sekolah kan, kalau kita mendapatkan privilege seperti ini.
Bicara soal pendidikan luar negeri, Kakak ambil jurusan apa kalau boleh tahu?
Oh ya, saya ambil teknik informatika.
Keren. Tapi kan teknik ini biasanya identik dengan laki-laki ya, kita punya stigma seperti itu. Bagaimana stigma seperti itu Kakak lawan?
Kalau dari saya sendiri, dari kecil memang sudah tertarik dengan bidang teknologi ya. Kakak saya juga kebetulan laki-laki, jadi mungkin terinfluence dari kakak saya hal-hal seperti itu. Tapi dari saya sendiri, saya rasa itu tidak seharusnya seperti itu di masyarakat kita. Kalau teknik itu hanya khusus laki-laki, karena itu nanti buat barang atau apa berat gitu,
sulit. Jadi ya ini anak teknik. Oke, ya Kak Dea, ini kan Kak Dea proses untuk apply beasiswa ini pasti butuh TOEFL ataupun juga tes bahasa Inggris lainnya. Berarti Kak Dea ini fasih bicara bahasa Inggris.
Ya, bisa dibilang gitu.
Oke, kalau begitu boleh dong kita pindah ke bahasa Inggris sedikit.
Boleh.
Oke, siap. At such a young age, we've accomplished a lot. We're talking about scholarships, we're talking about your involvement in the community, but of course, they are related one to another. How are they related, this community and your scholarship? Is it your interest to be in the community, and can you tell us a little about what is the community about?
Right, okay, so for the community that we built, it's called Proto-Sapiens, as we know, and its involvement in the process of getting the scholarship itself is quite strong, because previously we were mandated to take or to create a social project before getting the scholarship, but as time went by, it didn't become a mandatory thing for us to have a social project, but we did enjoy it a lot. For example, teaching the kids there and learning a lot from other people and the teachers, the people there. So I think for the question itself, it definitely left a mark on me for the whole process.
Okay. It has such a big impact also on your achievement in scholarship, but can you detail us about what do you guys do teaching wise to kids? Like, how do you guys reach out to the kids, and what is your method on teaching the kids?
Right, so every week we go to the place. It's called
different places.
It's the same place.
Oh, it's the same place.
Yeah, it's the same place, but every week there's little to no. Sorry, guys. There's gonna be children who aren't present for this week, but next week they'll come. So like different people, different children.
Same place, different people.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people involved in this project again?
For the team or for the
team?
For the team itself, we started with just around 10 people, so including the three of us. me, Ray, and Felin as the co-founder, and then we recruited our teammates, our classmates, our friends to be part of the team. And it started out only 10 people, but as time went by, we started recruiting more people, and now it's like a completely different thing, right? A community now. It's a
community now.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard that the teachers are also involved in this.
Yes, that's true.
How involved are they in this community?
For what kind of?
No, the teaching, the support.
Oh, the support, right.
Yeah.
Of course, they're really involved
Yeah.
because we look up to them as our mentors,
Yeah.
and they guide us into like how we're supposed to get along with the children well, how we're supposed to teach as a whole, how you're able to get the community moving, the organization moving. So one of our main mentor or our main teacher is called Ibu MEMIMPIN, and she's also our chemistry teacher, my chemistry teacher when I was in 10th grade. And yeah, she's really great in like keeping us attached and like getting the community to be attracted to what we're doing. So before we started out Portal Sapiens, there were like a lot of doubts as to how we're gonna keep this social project going on, because it costs a lot, first of all, because you have to print the materials. So we have to be willing to pay for ourselves in such case, and for the transportation as well, we need to get to know by ourselves. And since we're from different places and from different address as well, we have to use our own method to go, whether it be by using Grab or our own vehicle. And so there's a lot to sacrifice, but it's all worth it because like the children are very enthusiastic and like
Okay, speaking of the enthusiastic children, you guys are teaching there, so I can imagine that it was difficult because the children come from different group ages. What was your impression about the children?
For the children itself, I think it's just fun for me. I'm not sure about my other mates, but for me it was fun because I had the challenge to share my knowledge to people of different ages, not just the ones who are in junior high school or the ones that are going to become senior high school, but also kids that are like 5-year-old. And for someone who hasn't been in the field of like teaching, it was something new, and I definitely learned a lot. But one thing that that I always put in mind when teaching them is that if we do it properly in the right method, they're definitely gonna get it, and they're definitely gonna learn something and be willing to come to our lesson the next week.
Okay. Then I would imagine that there's going to be a lot of kids also. How many usually?
Usually, I think it's around 20-ish. But when we teach every week, we divide it into like 3 groups. So the ones who are nearly senior high school, the ones who are in junior high school, and the ones in elementary school below. And so I was put in the group of like the ones who are below elementary school. So it was quite difficult first to adapt because they were such young kids, right? And I'm mostly an adult, almost an adult, a teenager, and so
You're the same age.
Oh yeah, we're the same age. Yeah, sure. And so I had to learn a lot when starting out, but it turns out it definitely became like a motivation for me every week. Even though I was exhausted during the week, during the weekend, I went there and taught them things. Actually, I didn't taught them things. We learned things together, and that was like the fun part of doing the community and teaching the kids. Yeah.
Okay. You were talking about being exhausted.
Yeah.
And also there's a lot of difficulties
Yeah.
to reach the location.
Yeah.
But of course, technical issues are gonna be there whatsoever.
Yeah.
But what is your most emotional challenge when it comes to creating this whole community?
Oh, the emotional challenge.
Yeah.
I would say it's more of to like personal challenge, like between the members, because we have such different characters. Me, Ray, and Felin.
Yeah.
We the three of us have such different characters, and to try to always have the same thing in mind is difficult for the three of us, and so balancing and managing how we can always be like in the same mind,
Yeah.
so that of course
Same
we all,
goals.
yeah, same goals. Of course we want the best for the community, but at some point of course there's gonna be clash. There's gonna be clashes of opinions, and
Yeah.
I think that was like the most exhausting part. But the rest of it is mostly enjoyable, because being with the kids themselves and trying out new stuff, they're all I think part of the learning. So I enjoy it.
Okay. That is really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
For such a young age.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Through its efforts, Kak Dea, Porta Sapiens also helps fulfilling government's goals to fulfilling children's right for education. What does it really mean to you to help this movement to fulfill children's right for education?
So for me myself, I think it's like a basic necessity. I think everyone should experience, right, education, and since I'm also a high schooler when I started out Porta Sapiens, so I know the difficulties of like when people aren't in the same, how do you say it, like if you're not receiving the same thing as your peers does, right? And
Different privileges.
yes, that's true. And since most of the children who are partaking lessons in Porta Sapiens are dropout kids, those who have just finished elementary school, many of them have just also dropped out. So we're trying to provide essentially basic education to these kids, because we do think that it's just like
basic.
it's really important. Yeah.
It's really basic. Like,
Yeah.
every kid needs to be educated properly.
Yeah, that's true. And I think since the three of us are like really keen to helping these kids, so it just comes out naturally that we're helping them because we care, not because someone forces us to do it, or like our teacher are telling us, oh, you guys should help these kids. It's more of like we feel like this could be beneficial to the government as well in terms of supporting the movement, and I think it's just like a human thing, right, to help each other, right?
Help each other,
Especially
yeah.
there kids that are that we think are like
In need.
in need. Yes.
Okay. But also at this age, we're talking very young. Every kid has their own thing to do.
Yeah.
Maybe they just like to hang out with friends, or maybe they just like to do all of the things. But this is one thing that very selfless of you to do. Yeah, and I think the goal is to make everyone feel the same privilege of having good education, although it's not gonna be on the same level.
Yes.
But I feel like this is the right thing to do. But what do you think for you is the most important thing of being selfless? Like most kids like to do their own thing, but you guys are out here helping people.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just important to think about the community as well. Well, you're trying to, I guess in this case, trying to develop yourself, trying to find yourself, right? Because we're in the age of finding ourselves, like still exploring new things and trying out new stuff. And so many kids or like teenagers these days get caught up in their business themselves that they forget that the community also needs them in a way. So for example, like most of Proto Sapiens members, they also have the same how do you say it? The same realization that the community needs them.
Okay. You're gonna study software engineering in Australia, but there's also a lot of software engineering here in Indonesia. Why Australia? Why overseas?
Oh, why overseas? The reason I took software engineering in Australia, specifically Monash, is because as I've seen in the internet and is proven, Monash has more industrial level skills that I can get when I finish software engineering in Monash. And the reason why I took the scholarship to Australia itself is quite simple. As I have mentioned before, I would really love to study abroad, meeting my friends again and learning new stuff. And especially in Australia, they have a more broad engineering courses than in Indonesia. So you don't just start software engineering. We have this thing called specialization year. So for the first year, everyone who's taking engineering, as we know, there's like a lot of engineering, right? We have aerospace engineering, biomedical engineering, chemistry engineering, and software and so forth. In Indonesia, you just start out, like for the first year, you start out exactly that. But in Australia, you have to study everything first. So the essence is you have to study the basic skills first to do engineering, and then for the second year, you pick out a thing called specialization. So you go either chemistry or aerospace engineering or software engineering.
It's based from your interest then?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Then how does it really relate for your goals in building your community, in building this Indonesia especially?
Right. So I have like a dream that I would like to start a startup here in Indonesia, and to do that I have to take software engineering because I would like to be the main developer of my company, right? My startup. And basically because I'm interested.
You just want to start your own company.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. What is your company gonna have to do with your interest in probably teaching, or maybe you just wanna roam into a completely different area?
Right, that's quite interesting. For me, myself, I would probably start a startup that is education based, because I've done a lot of competition as well that is based on education, and I'm also interested in creating another community that is focused on teaching the community. And so I would say, what more can I say?
Yeah, you have a long way to go.
Yes,
you
yes,
still
sure.
have a lot to figure out.
Yes.
But we are really glad that your interest is really pure and really based on your community. Yeah, but also it's aligned with our Dinas Pemberdayaan Perempuan dan Perlindungan Anak di Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur, and definitely one day we would like to have collaboration, maybe with your startup company, or maybe with your community in Proto Sapiens.
Yes.
What would you say?
I would say, definitely 100%. Yes, especially one of the insights that I know is that if you're building or if you're trying to succeed in the education business sector, you have to be able to get the government's heart. What I mean is that because education is based on the government, right, in Indonesia, and everything that is in control with the government aligns with the other sectors. So one of the things that I found out most recently is that if I want to succeed in creating a business in education, I have to also get the government's heart. So definitely, I would like to collaborate.
You're saying this is like the biggest backup you could ever have?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then maybe for the children out there that would love to speak English as fluently as you do, or maybe to get a scholarship abroad, or maybe building a community that is helpful for their environment, what is your motivation?
I would say to dream first, I guess. It always starts with a dream, and it always starts with a single step. It doesn't have to be like, oh, every day I'm going to study English, like 5 hours. It can just be like a simple goal, like for every time I study English, it has to be speaking. It has to involve all. Like you can't just really study writing and then speaking. You get the point, right?
I get the gist. Okay. Then maybe that was our last question for you, but maybe you have something to say for children out, especially women.
Oh, yeah.
We empower women out here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we empower women to get the best education. We empower women to get the best of themselves. What would you say for women out there, children out there, young women out there?
Yes.
You can say that to the camera.
I would say, as I have previously said before, it's okay to dream as much as possible, but don't forget to take the step of creating your dream come true. So for example, if your dream is to get a 90 score in English, you have to study English routinely, and you just have to do it, I guess. That's one of the most important things that people forget when they're dreaming, but they're not doing something about the dream. So especially us as women, there's a lot of stigmas in our society that, oh yeah, maybe just let the men do it, just let the men be more educated than us. We're for the kitchen anyway, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Especially we're in modern generation, right? And we all deserve to have a dream. A woman can have dream and should have dream. That's actually
one of the most leaders too.
Yes, of course, should be leaders, I think. yes, we have to also support our community and the children. And so I think that's the key message there to dream, and to do it.
Okay, dream and do.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, thank you, Kadea.
Oh, thank you
for your time. You are really inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I hope you're doing well in your studies. Hope you're doing well in your personal lives. And maybe we can meet again when you have everything maybe new stories that you can share with us.
Thank you.
Okay.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for your time.